areas of our DNA, we are opening up new frontiers for healthier and longer lives. And the next wave of advances in gene technology is helping us investigate criminal activity on a deep genetic level.
DNA is probably the single greatest advancement in forensic science over the last 20 years.
Testing DNA evidence has become supremely important, especially when there are men who may be factually innocent and sitting on death row right now.
California, 1986. A woman is seriously assaulted and robbed at gunpoint. A man is charged, found guilty, and sentenced to 47 years in one of America's most dangerous jails. But there is a twist to this heinous crime. The man convicted is called Herman Atkins, and Herman is innocent.
And I think about what my father used to always say. You know, he used to always tell us, America has the best justice system in the whole wide world. I threw that notion out immediately.
Robbed of his freedom and torn away from his family, Herman goes into a downward spiral.
Yeah, I became very hostile and bitter. I had determined from that point on, okay, I have to fight my way out of here.
Herman hears about a legal group. They're called the Innocence Project.
The Innocence Project frees the wrongfully convicted. We work on cases through investigation and through testing of old evidence to prove that someone did not commit a crime.
Herman sends them a letter. This might be the last chance to clear his name.
In his case, he was claiming that there was DNA evidence that could exonerate him. And there, the task was to find the evidence, test it, and see if it matched him or not.
The Innocence Project starts to look at the evidence. But it's a long, nerve-wracking wait for Herman.
I didn't want to get my hopes up high because I understood that evidence is easily destroyed.
For many years, Herman waits, and then, finally, a discovery. The victim's clothes. The human DNA sample is now a decade old. Will it have survived? The key to Herman's fight is in the power of DNA testing.
DNA definitely makes our world safer. Over the last decade, we've seen our case growth go up about 800%. So the challenge has been responding to that tremendous pressure for additional testing.
Today, there is a new approach to gathering genetic information. There's a genetic diagnostic kit called Global Filer. The new genetic technology is twice as fast as previous kits. And it can even sequence microscopic DNA samples that are decades old.
Global Filer is really designed to capture the maximum amount of information from very challenging samples, even those that have been exposed to very harsh environmental conditions. Sunlight, bones that have been buried in the ground. So it's very important for the chemistry to be able to overcome any other environmental contaminants that might be present in the evidence.
The DNA is collected, tested, and profiled. The results are all consistent. Herman is innocent.
The outcome of Herman's case after the testing proved conclusively that he was not the perpetrator. His reaction was part shock, part unbelievable joy. I think it was something that he waited for 12 long years. He was just so glad that DNA testing had progressed to the point where it could prove he was wrongfully convicted.
Herman is finally released, and he starts to rebuild his shattered life, one piece at a time.
Currently, I'm a law school student at California Western School of Law. My objective is clear. I want to get laws changed. I want to represent the very individuals that I know for a fact are in prison for crimes that they didn't commit. I will dedicate the rest of my life to fighting justice and fighting for those that can't afford justice.
Genetic technology is a powerful tool for the ongoing fight against crime, and it will be more effective in the future.
As the years go on, technology gets better and better. We can have samples that can be tested that couldn't be tested previously, and more accurately as well. DNA testing can show who conclusively committed the crime.
Mapping out our genetic world is releasing a new wave of scientific breakthroughs. It's helping us learn about our shared genetic traits across the world. But this next wave of DNA knowledge is not without controversy.
It was quite a shock. I felt like there was a piece of my history that I knew nothing about.
重新启动你